In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the basics of Canva. The first thing you're going to go ahead and do is go to the top right corner and click Create a Design. This is where you're going to pick the size of the document that you want to create. So say you want to make a YouTube short, you're going to type that in and it comes up. Or say you want to make a real estate flyer, you're going to type that in and it also comes up. Once you've selected a document, you'll see on the left side there's a toolbar. So first tab says design. These are going to be templates that you can use. Now it's important to realize that if you were wanting to sell these, you are not able to use a template, but you are able to use them for personal use. Going down the toolbar, the next tab is elements. Now I'm going to go into the search bar and type what kind of elements I want to come up. Now in this particular case, I want real estate because that's what I'm interested in. So you'll see when you type that in, a lot of things come up. So there's photos, there's graphics, there's videos, and there's frames. Canva has so much to offer you. Now we're going to go into graphics because that's kind of what I'm looking for, and I'm going to find one that I like. Now you will see that some of them say they are pro and some of them say that they are free. The crown means they are pro. Now if they are pro, you will not be able to resell them as a template. If you do, then they will have the watermark on it. And the only way for them to get the watermark off is by becoming a pro member. Now, if you want to filter your searches to be able to only select free items, you're going to click into the toolbar and then you're going to scroll down and click free. Now you'll see that all of the elements that are coming up are only free elements. This is an amazing thing to do if you're going to be creating products to sell. One of my favorite elements that Canva has to offer are something called frames. Now there are different frames that you can use, but in today's video I'm going to be selecting the circle one. If I were to tap on any element, you will see a box appears around it. And if I were to select any of those dots and hold and scroll, it's going to get bigger and then it will get smaller. And then if I were to hold and scroll on the element, I can position it over on the left or center it. If there is a solid line on both the vertically and horizontally, you know that the element is centered on your page. To get a photo to go into the frame, all you're going to do is click scroll over the frame, and then when it becomes transparent, you're going to let go and it will be in the frame. If I want to adjust how the photo is positioned, all I'm going to do is double tap and then I can reposition that photo. The next thing going down on the toolbar is called text. This is where you can add text to your document. So if I were to click add a text box, there will be a text box that appears on my document and I can click on the circle, scroll out to make it bigger. I'm going to position it in the center. So like we mentioned before, when there's a solid line, it is centered. And I am going to start typing what I want the text box to say. So in this case, I'm going to do my real estate company. If I had a real estate company, I would put it in there. But in this template, I'm just going to do my real estate company because they can add their company's name after. And if I were to go and click now and then that down arrow, there will be a lot of different fonts that come up that I can choose from. Along with that, you can go and find different fonts like handwriting, corporate, or display. So they have a bunch of different fonts that look like a corporate font or a bunch of different fonts that look like a handwriting font. And you can find one that works well with your document. When you click on the text, a toolbar on the top appears. The first area is the size. You can increase it or decrease it. The second is the color. So if I were to click on the A, then you can see there's document colors. Any of the colors that are on your document will be in there. And then you have your brand colors and your photo colors. If we were to go over to the next tab, it is bold. The B is for bold. However, some fonts do not allow you to do bold or italics. Then we can underline it, put a strike line through it, or we can uppercase it. We can align it to either the left or the right, make it a bullet point, or do different spacings. Effects is also a really fun way to add character to your designs. A lot of different styles that Canva has to offer. So the first one is shadow, and then there's lift, hollow, splice, outline, which outline you can choose what color you want on the outline, echo, glitch, neon, and then background. Now you can also go down into shape and you can curve it. This is how a lot of people do that curvy effect with their text. They'll do half of it going negative and then half of it going positive, and it makes a wavy effect. I have a whole video on that, so I'll link it up in the corner. Just like in the design tab, there's also templates for text boxes. So you can see there's a bunch of different kinds, and like I was just mentioning, that wavy font, you can actually find it on Canva. So like I said, it'll be a negative and then the positive, and that is how you get that wavy effect. The next tab down is draw. Now, if I wanted to maybe add a signature onto here, I could do that on the bottom. We're going to explore the app section on the toolbar. I'm going to make a QR code, so if someone were to scan this advertising flyer, then they would be able to get directed to my website. So I'm going to type in QR code generator, and this first one that comes up, I'm going to go ahead and find the URL that I need. I'm going to copy it in there, and then I am going to resize it to fit where I want it to be on my document. Now, if anyone were to go and scan that QR code, they would get directed to my website. I'm going to go back into Elements and type in arrow and find an arrow that I think would look good. I'm going to go up to that color, and I am going to change the color to the same color that the house is. I am going to select on the circle down there, and if I click and hold it, I can rotate the element. And then if I were to select the cross, I can click and hold and move the element. I want to add a background to this because I think the white's a little bland. So I'm going to go into Elements and type in background, and a lot of different backgrounds come up. Now I'm going to go find one that I like. Say I like this one. I'm going to click and hold it, scroll it over the page, and when you see it appear transparent like this, you're going to let go and it will become the background. Now you might notice that some of my elements actually went behind the background. So what I'm going to go do is go into positions, and then I can either select from here and I can go backwards, or I can go into layers, which I believe is easier, and just click and scroll all the way to the bottom, and now it's the background. Now personally, I feel like this is a little dark, so I'm going to make it a little bit transparent so that white starts to appear more. I'm going to click on those squares, and I am going to bring the transparency down so that the white starts to appear more. If I want to find other backgrounds that look like this but are different, then I'm going to go into the three dots that are on the element, and I'm going to click see more like this. If I click that, then more backgrounds just like this will appear, and I can find one that I like just as much as this one. And I can do the same thing as I just did. I can click and I can scroll over to the side, and it will become my background. This video, please let me know, but I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye for now.